How's it going, everyone? This is MOS Tricks, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at another viewer submitted gameplay by our boy Psylocke. First of all, buddy, you look incredible with the new skin on the Psylocke. So in this video we are watching a gold 1 player playing Psylocke when we're playing on domination. Let's see what we get into. The number one thing I'm going to be looking at, guys, this is always going to be the case as well, is who is the number 1 op on the enemy team. As of right now, in real time, Psylocke does not actually know who is on the other team until right now. We saw a Moon Knight for a second there, and also on the X-ray we can see there's a Hela on the left. If I'm playing as Psylocke right now, I know my job for sure is going to be Moon Knight and possibly Hela. The reason for that is that Moon Knight is going to want to sit on height and just blast away into our team and try and get their ult as quickly as they possibly can. So for us, I'm looking to try and take down the Moon Knight to try and protect my team as much as possible. So right here we have a bit of a flank, but right here as well, we're actually shooting into the tank to try and help our team here. But I think the bigger issue for sure is the Moon Knight on height. We need to try and get him down and get him to leave as much as possible. But as I say that, the Magneto pushes towards us. We get that kill, and we're taking control of the point to the best of our ability. Get the Moon Knight right there with some help from our Namor. And right here, just getting pushed up on by Strange, get the backup. Also, Dagger getting her ult insanely quickly right here. So one of the things for sure I see a lot in Gold and Plat, especially for Psylocke players, is using their invis for the movement speed. We want to try to avoid that to the best of our ability. We were very much so safe once we got around the corner there. Getting the health pack is totally fine. Gotta be careful right here. We have the Moon Knight popping ult. And this is one of those things for sure. If we're having trouble trying to get something going here, we have to try. If we're going to be flanking, especially on Dom, it's not too bad because it's a central point that we're fighting around. We want to try our best to get the Moon Knight out of here. The rest of the players will succeed substantially more if they're not getting pelted by Moon Knight Crescent Blades all the time. There's the Moon Knight going down right there and getting his ult so quickly. Okay, was forcing everybody back, but to take the point. I'd like to see more players on point, but we ourselves are forcing up right here. Never going to kill Jeff with Psylocke. Basically impossible. And down at 9 health right here. Not going to... Let's see if we get the health pack. We do. I was going to say, if we push up on Jeff right there without the health pack at 9 health, that would have been insane. But we do actually get our health pack. Regroup with the team, and we're doing okay. Hela popping ult here. We can't really do a whole lot. Not a lot of damage we can do. The smart play here to actually stay back and not just die for no reason. So I don't mind this. Getting the health pack. Namor going down. The Hela is finished. Right here looking at the Loki, trying to get the Loki out of here if we can. We're kind of on the wrong side of town by ourselves, though, so this might be death in a second here. It is going to be death. Unfortunately, one of the things for sure, too, paying attention to the kill feed to see who's around or see who's actually just gone down and walking back. That's a big thing for sure. Here we are walking back. We do have our ult, and that's another thing too. Let's see if we're going to use it right here. It's a little bit dangerous, I will say. Dashing up, though, I don't mind this. This is a little bit of a wild ult, and the reason for it, I will say, is because we kind of blindly just jumped in and used it. We weren't really sure who we were going to actually land it on. So let's go back and take a look at this again in slow motion for a second. So this is one thing that I would definitely be careful of in the future as far as using your ult in a very telegraphed way. You're pushing up right here, using your invis to get as close as you possibly can. I don't mind the execution as far as dashing up and then coming down with your ult. That's actually a very good thing to do to make sure that you're not going to get killed out of your ult and then lose it for free, which is terrible. But there are so many players on point here, and also with Psylocke, he does target Loki clones. So I would probably try and save that ult to use it in a better position to help your team win the fight even more. And I say that to, let's say, for example, killing the Loki clones first. If you're playing solo, if you can make a comm to your team to say, hey, get rid of these Loki clones so when I ult to have more effectiveness. But the other thing too is when you dashed up into the air, you are already fully committed in your mind to say, I'm going to use my ult no matter what. There could be one person underneath me. There could be the entire team underneath me. And the thing about Psylocke as well too is the more players that are in her ult, the worse it actually is, because she can't kill 6 players at once, especially if they have Loki clones down or Loki pools down to heal everybody. So you want to make sure that you have a little bit more accuracy or a little bit more of a strategy jumping in with your ult. And also, unfortunately, getting eaten here by the Jeff. This is going to be a pentakill, I think, if not a quadra. Possibly the best player in the game. There's 4 kills right there. Clearly the best character in the game. So here we are all back together again, and we're having Strange portal in here. I don't know if I love this because more often than not, at the lower ranks, Stranges just kind of do stuff. And unfortunately, I'm going to say right here, kind of just doing stuff here, jumping in with the portal above everybody. You have no idea what you're jumping onto, but the Loki actually copied the Strange and got an Agamotto, which is going to set us up for at least 1 kill there on the Moon Knight. A little bit of trouble right here. I will say this is a play, and that honestly I would have made this a little while ago as well too, especially playing solo queue, is not trusting the healers to actually keep us alive. We are convincingly winning this fight, and then we just dipped out to get a health pack. We have Loki alive, who was strange for a second, so yes, he couldn't heal in that exact moment, but we were winning the fight. And we also have Rocket alive as well too, so we don't have to run away too far right there. We have Hela up to our right. I was going to say, we hear those knives or the daggers coming in from the upper right there, unfortunately getting taken down, so got to be careful. That's who I'm looking for sure. If it's going to be Moon Knight, if it's going to be Hela, those are the characters I'm looking for, because as Psylocke, you can assassinate them very easily. Especially now with Hela having the nerf, so she's not a 275 character anymore. You can more so just jump on her, get a full combo into a dash, kill her for free, and then come back to the fight. Okay, trying to dash away right there, unfortunately going to go down to the enemy Strange, and everyone here is going to get rolled. Here's one of the things too, whether or not the rest of your team is playing correctly or not, you want to try to the best of your ability to do your job. And as Psylocke, and I probably sound like a broken record at this point, but your job is to make sure that Moon Knight gets shut down, because we're playing so close together. Also with the Strange being able to just jump in and basically get everyone for free right there. We tried to dash away. I'm not entirely sure if our Strange tried to block that, but it's kind of a huge responsibility for our Strange to block an Agamotto and save everyone. If we see a Moon Knight on the enemy team, we got to try our best to spread out. Grabbing another health pack here, just making our way back on. And I will say this is another thing that's a little bit dangerous. We're on the point trying to fight with no cooldowns. We have our ult right now. We just got a dash back right here. So one of the things as well for sure is trying to take our time. This is kind of a Hail Mary right here. We have the Jeff eating everyone, going after the tanks. The clones is eating that up, and unfortunately we're going to go down. That's going to be the same kind of thing as well too. That was kind of a Hail Mary attempt to win that point, and I fully understand. It's overtime. You're trying to make something happen. But in that situation right there, you're much better off going for a solo ult on the Hela or the Moon Knight. And I know it feels kind of ridiculous to go for a solo ult, especially when you're playing a Psylocke, and she can hit multiple targets. But the thing is that if they have a Loki on the enemy team, you really can't afford to have your ult be canceled by his existence. He throws down a pool. He doesn't even need to use his own ult to stop you. So instead of using your ult on the tanks, he just puts down the pools or more clones and having basically no effectiveness. Just go and get that Moon Knight off of height. It feels like it's overkill, but if you watch high-level Psylocke players, they go for the healers if they can, but in this case, they have a basically counter Psylocke with the Loki. But at the very least, you can try and get the Moon Knight and get the Hela. Right here, we're just playing way too far away. I know you want to try and stay safe. There goes the Agamotto, so you can try and get some damage there. Not getting a whole lot of effectiveness off of that, except for the Moon Knight going down. Let's see what we can get right here. If we can get this down without getting looked at even once, that'd be phenomenal. So that's not too bad. But I will say kind of a wild ult right there by the Hela. A little bit early, didn't really have much help around as well either, and they're kind of getting rolled. This is the whole team going down. Magneto trying to kill us, but we're behind the wall, so that's not going to work. Strange fighting for his life right now. And this is one of the things for sure, is that in this situation, although we are doing damage, and yes, the Agamotto came through, so we were able to help clean up that kill, we definitely want to be trying to scare away the Jeff, who is just pumping heals into the tanks. In that situation right there, it literally only worked out because our Strange used his ult. So we got to be hyper aware of who our targets are. We can do damage. That's definitely the case. We can do damage with Psylocke, and she's fast. But the thing is that she wants to go after the weaker targets whenever possible. Even if in the situation there, let's say you went after Jeff and he happened to run away, at least he's not healing the tanks, and it gives the Strange a better chance of winning that fight. If he doesn't have his ult, he is guaranteed to lose against 2 tanks and a healer, even if you're trying to do damage on the side. Here, nice little flank right here. Good kill on the Jeff. That's one of the better plays for sure that's happened so far. Right here, we have an isolation against the Hela. Scary place to be in right there for sure. She has left shoulder peek. Right here, we cannot lose focus on the Hela though. So we're going to get scared away. So unfortunately, kind of getting focused on by somebody else. Not sure who it was. Let's take a look again. So right here, we actually get a good kill on the Jeff, which is fantastic. And now we have Hela ISO'd with no help. This is one of the spots for sure where I'll be taking a look and trying to get Hela out of here as much as we possibly can. On the left, in a second here, you're going to see the enemy Magneto get his pockets run by our Strange. And unfortunately, this pulls our attention, and then we get out of position. Right here, I would have loved to see you try and hold that angle against that Hela, and at least keep the firepower away from your team, and potentially try and win that fight right there. There's no real harm done, because at least you're able to escape, but now you have Hela on height, and this is a way, way worse position to be in. Hopefully the Venom can dive down there and get you some help, but at the very least, I would have tried to keep try to win that fight. Hella's getting scared away by the rest of the team right here. This is a situation that's unwinnable for Hella, but we also had a situation to get that kill ourselves as well. But ultimately, we were able to get the point, so no real harm done. But in a higher skill lobby for sure, it's not guaranteed that our team is going to win that fight without us. And if the Hella happens to, let's say, fly away and just disregard us and then jump into the fight, they happen to get a pick on our team, and we had a chance to take that 1v1, I would have tried to do that for sure. Right there, getting another ult on the tanks. It's one thing for sure. If we take away anything from this gameplay, is we gotta stop ulting tanks. Yes, I think we did get a kill there, but we really want to try and get the healers out so we can get more value out of it. Here's Stranger Than Shambles, but like I said, we have Hella on height, and also we have us in the Shadow Realm. You hate to see it. Unfortunately, that's one of those things, and I know I sound like a broken record, but if we are focusing the right targets, that Hella doesn't even have the chance to do that because we are in their face trying to kill them, or at least making them use their bird and fly away. So unfortunately, we are going to go down and have to reset. And also here, we're in overtime, convincingly winning this map right here. Let's see what happens. We got 3 players on point, 4 players on point. Unfortunately, wasting our invis. Yes, we wrapped the corner quickly, but now here we are with no cooldowns. Going to be in a world of trouble. Not a lot we can really do here either. We have Hella down on point. We have Jeff in the back line there, just pumping everybody full of heals. 3 players go down. This is trouble. 4 players go down, and we're about to be by ourselves here. I don't mind that we're going after Jeff, but now, unfortunately, we've spent a little bit too much time trying to flank around here, and now we're in a scary place, let's just say. Using our invis here, just try and get some more positioning. I don't mind to just try and run past the face right there. I think it was the Strange or the Magneto that was fighting our Strange. Up here, playing much too far away as far as trying to have any sort of effectiveness. I know it's scary. We're at 9 health here, extreme danger. Strange is also in shambles right here. We have to get a health pack, otherwise we're dead. We're missing a healer. Rocket's on his way back. The thing is here too, and I will say this is more of a team thing, but we are a bit staggered right now, and we don't have to try and make something happen. If we're just trying to get ult charge, that's not too bad, but at this range, this is unwinnable. This is unwinnable with the left shoulder peek against Hella as well too, trying to get a little bit closer here. This is potentially death, by the way. Not getting the health pack is a little bit insane, and this is, yeah, it's going to be death. We have Moon Knight up on height. If you're wondering how I knew it was going to be death, I didn't know it was going to be because of Moon Knight, but the fact that we are pushing up without our team, not getting the health pack is also going to be putting us in shambles right there. Buddy, it looked incredible in the skin, but unfortunately still going to be in shambles. I will say, even personally, I did not know that the Moon Knight was up on height there. If he is up there, one of the things that I would be trying to do, if it's not going to be Venom, and it is going to be you, is try to actually go up there and get him down, because if he's just making it rain for free, then that's going to be trouble for the whole team. I think we did get the chandelier down. This is also going to be trouble. No cooldowns, GG. You hate to see it. This is also what's getting reversed right now, unfortunately. 99 to 0 at the beginning, and now the team is ultra staggered, and this is one of the things too. If you have no control over stopping your team from staggering, you should try to stop at a central point and use your pings. Unfortunately, in the replay, you can't see if anybody's pinging, but now it's going down 1 by 1 by 1, and this is where things are falling apart. We're at 96% here on our ult. Going to get our ult here very soon, hopefully, if we don't go down, but unfortunately not going to have a chance to use it. But one of the big things for sure is that at the very end of the game, we were getting staggered, and a lot of players were panicking, trying to get to the point and make something happen. Of course, you don't have control of the entire team, otherwise you guys would have probably grouped up. But at the very least, try and signal to the rest of your team that you do want to group up, whether it's typing it in the chat, taking a second and saying group up with your pings, and then standing in a certain spot. Players will typically stop with you if you just stand there, and then you guys can group up almost because players just don't know what to do, which is totally fine. And also, if you take a look at the scoreboard here, you'll see that Hella only died twice the entire game. The only players on your team who are going to be able to deal with Hella are going to be Psylocke and Venom. And all you're really trying to do is get the Hella to fly away. If she flies away, you've done your job. If you can actually kill her, then that's a huge bonus. But allowing her to just rain so much firepower into your team, it's going to be the difference maker. That's realistically what it was. 18 final hits, only 2 deaths. She basically got to set up for free and just blast away. And this is definitely a big thing for literally any player. It doesn't matter what rank you are at, but target acquisition and knowing what your role is. Making sure that you're using your ult on the proper players and also trying to shut down their playmakers. If it happens to be the Hella, you got to shut her down. And also the other big thing for sure is making sure that you're not wasting your ult on bad damage. And what I mean by that is trying to kill these 2 players here. I think you do successfully get the Strange, but if you take a look at the top of our screen, we already have the point. So getting these kills right here doesn't really do too much because they're just going to regroup and then try to take the point when we don't have our ult. We have no way of stopping them at this point. So as a 6-man, they could just jump on and try to impose their will, or use an ult, or if they happen to get a pick on us because we're on low ground, it just makes the game too easy for them because we have no X factor at this point to try and take the point back once they've blown all of their resources. So with those two things together, as far as the target acquisition and also making sure that we're using our ult at the proper time to either counter ult or kill the enemies once they've used their ult or whatever it might be, those are going to be the two big things for sure. But you'll notice here at the very end right here, right before the point gets taken, we see Hela on height, and we also see Moon Knight up on height, blasting into our team. We should be up on height with them, trying to force them down at the very least, if not trying to get those kills. And with that, that is going to be it for the video. Psylocke, I do appreciate the submission, and if anybody else wants to submit a replay for a video, please check out the description of this video to see how to do it. And once again, this is MOS Trick saying thanks for watching the video and have a great rest of your day.